Okay, so from one Sega title to another, and since I couldn't get into the closed beta early in the year, I am quite satisfied that I have not only gotten into the open beta, but also what I'm seeing so far, even this early stage. So obviously, I had to work more in terms of balancing and other details I'll mention here. They'll have to It definitely looks like it'll be an interesting game. So let's hear my thoughts on the open beta on the open network test for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. So let's begin. So this game is the latest racing spin-off of the Sonic franchise, and given how other titles from be they released on fairly recent console generations or even earlier attempts dating all the way back to the Game Gear, have never really achieved the same heights that something like Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing have. It's still, they're still pretty entertaining in their own right, I would say, and also enjoying the variety of characters and tracks already. I mean, they have question marks on a bunch of them already. Eddie, that'll likely be put out in future drops, but it's definitely a good that's going to be launching with at least 21 racers. I mean, there's and they're not even all selectable in this beta period. I mean, this weekend where, of course, it's not just as big names in the roster like Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow, all of whom like Glasses Case, but also liking how they managed to find representation of the Babylon Rogues from the Sonic Riders games, even giving the hoverboard as like a ride option, and of Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross. I mean, likewise, I'm also really liking the variety of tracks that you can race on as well. I mean, not we're not just seeing elements of obvious inclusions like Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant Zone, but uh, a lot of ones that such as Kronos Island and Frontiers, Apatos, Host from Unleashed, and the Metal Harbor, her base. I definitely also like the idea that the course can blend into one another. I mentioned that had just a representation of one of the tracks from Song and Secret Rings actually got me interested in this game. And as I expected, the music is also quite catchy, and also like how I like just from people digging around the game's code that the data might actually reveal like a few of the ones on my wish list for characters from other Sega titles has already been kind of fulfilled. In fact, one of my choices is from Persona 5. Joker is actually going to be going live in the halfway point of this beta this evening. And of course, the Miners did indeed find as well as the reveals officially of Kasuga from the Like a Dragon games. It makes sense that it includes representation of the other two franchises that currently make up Sega's big three. I won't get into other detail, but it makes sense to me that there would also be other characters from Sega, but also given collabs with uh, SpongeBob and Ninja Turtles, given how Paramount has a stake in the franchise, which they're still going to be maintaining any post merger Skydance. And so they say that as an asset in their portfolio, as one would expect, implies to see the partnership with Sega as valuable. And I honestly, given how they're having Pac-Man for his anniversary this year, as Steve from Minecraft and one of the many video games crossed over with. I mean, it makes sense given how popular the game still is, and the movie made a lot of scratch despite not being the best, but also, as I still maintain, pretty entertaining in its badness. It would not surprise me if there were other crossovers in near future. I mean, just as a thought. Even at this early stage, I also like the idea of crossplay because even though I'm playing the Switch version, that means I not only play with other people in that console family, but also if someone else is on PlayStation or Xbox or on PC, it'll show me and so let me race with them either way. Hey, and I'm definitely can say that it's already got a solid competitive element in there. And while I'm still on the Switch family, I can definitely tell like the new console is quite friendly to racing games, with Mario Kart being the pack-in, and for one of the models, those like I saw at least four of them, and when I was running errands yesterday at Walmart, but that's given how fast they're going. They just sold another 2 million units in the last couple months. They're unlikely to stay. Hey, I mean, I'm still have placing my guess in early 2026 on when I might get at one, mainly for like 30 minutes like Pokemon, man. And 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 also with Kirby's Kirby areas. I keep me feeling apostrophe S, as well as this F Zero GX on GameCube Classics, man. And even on my base console, or the OLED model of it, but I can definitely everything looks actually pretty solid. I mean, I have not tried it on the TV mode yet. Yet I may do so before he, he event ends this weekend, and I definitely am still trying to get things worked out with my dental appointment. But I will. But back on track. The visuals pretty solid, even with the main chipset of my console basically being the same thing as like a smart device in 2017. In sense, and also I'm still dealing with the game keycard situation. I mean, I don't know whether it's going to be one of those or it's going to have like the whole game on the cart. So it's still a divisive form of DRM. I'll admit that, man. But I will also admit that I think this game should be entertaining, and sometimes the simple things in life you enjoy, including having like a blue hedgehog wearing red running shoes, racing past a carnosaur, or on the back of an apatosaur. Yeah, I they definitely piggybacked on the New Jurassic World easily this summer. So I would like to be trying the Joker event, hence fairly soon. And once that character goes live, and I also had to think about what other Sega characters I could see making an appearance there. I mean, I could. They already lead to one of the ones who have appeared in previous Sonic Racing crossover games again through the data mines, as well as other pop culture crossovers. I could see them maybe doing in collabs with other ones like say Transformers or perhaps Power Rangers, and I'm also not even gonna surprise given how they've got SpongeBob and Turtles coming, that they would have something from like the Loud House first in order to round out next current big three. I mean, I could imagine Lincoln and in like a do-it-yourself David Steele car, or perhaps Lana and Lola in the modified a princess car. I mean, I think especially after Lana cranked up the acceleration and firepower. Oh, and that's another thing I like in this game, like how creative some of the weapons are. I mean, there's obvious staples like the rings and spike balls, but also like how you can use like the wisps for speed boosts or to cruise through like a laser or wisp that can jet forward. Nothing quite as brutal as the blue shell in Mario Kart, but definitely a lot of interesting use of a lot of the gear they've had in the franchise. And I also like to think like the whole using like the rings to go through different worlds and even merge them together. Another element from the movies they integrated back into the games that they also kind of like the portals in, well, Portal. Anyway, so I'll just say for now, and I'll do my best to get you one more video before this month is out. So take care, everyone.